Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Enjoy the Shabbat. Okay, I am going to talk about the love of money in this video. I've made a video named Understanding Rejection. Now, this video I'm going to name the love of money explained. Because what is the love of money? What's all about? Contrary to what many people think, the love of money has nothing to do with currency itself. Because currency are the objects that are used to exchange products and services. Today we use coins and paper, paper vouchers that we call money in order to exchange things. Let's say currency are the objects we use to exchange goods and services. Money is the emotional value we place on the currency. And that's the difference many people don't understand. You have currency and you have money. Now, the war during, for example, during the Greek Empire, when this monetary system was enforced worldwide, there were still communities where they valued cows and cattle more than silver and golden coins. So yes, they had currency, but real money was placed on how many cattle people had, because cattle was seen as more valuable than currency. So understand that difference between currency and money. Now, for most people, currency is money. And money, let me define what money is. Money is the emotional value someone places on an object with the hope that that object will advance the gratification of their other emotional needs. Okay, let me repeat it again. I'm going to try to say it more quicker. Money is the emotional value you place on an object with the expectation that that object will further gratify your emotional needs. That's what money is. Now, for currency and money are related to each other. But for some people, currency is just currency. That's it. But just because they don't value currency, it does not mean they don't have the love of money. What is the love of money? Simply said, the love of money is the false expectation. I say false expectation because it is an expectation, but it's not an expectation that's backed up by facts and by truth. It's the false expectation that having more of a certain item will give you permanent relief from darkness, permanent relief from, that implies permanent relief from abuse, from being victimized, and from vulnerability. It's actually you wanting to be secure and safe apart from the leadership of the Holy Spirit. That's really what it is. Okay, I'm going to give examples now. As you know, I enjoy giving illustrations. Look, let's say you have a guy called Felix. I'm using an ancient example now. Felix is 16 years old. He comes from an abusive background. He was not physically abused himself, but he has a lot of relatives that were abused by other relatives. And now Felix wants to secure himself completely. And he notices that currency is valued by people. Golden coins and bronze coins were the most valued. And the society around him was fabricated in such a way that without currency you could not purchase any goods, so you couldn't buy any food or any clothes without currency. And he also noticed that when people have more currency, they tend to feel more happier than when they don't have currency. So Felix decided, I want to have a lot of currency. So what did Felix do? In the beginning, he was thinking about robbing people, but he doesn't want to do that because he doesn't want to harm anyone. So he thought about, okay, I live um, here in a Greek city in the south of Italy, but there on Sicily, if I've just crossed that small body of water, there are some mines over there, and in those mines there are gold. There's gold, and there are other metals over there. So he decides to go over there on his own and going into the mines. Very dangerous. And he, throughout the days, he keeps on digging and digging, and he finds a lot of gold and other metals. So what happens now? He collected all those metals, but now he has to make sure they are purified. So he picks up the gold, throws it into an oven, and puts fire around it to let it be purified. Miracle after miracle, it works. And then, when the pure gold is left, he mints his own coins. He learned how to mint coins by watching a blacksmith once, so now he's minting his own coins. So after 4 months, he has this bag filled with coins. So he goes back to town. And now, first thing he does, in the beginning, he plays like he's just went on a vacation. He lies to people that he went to uh, some pagan temple of Zeus somewhere in Sicily, and that he was paying off his religious duties. Meanwhile, he is paying off workers to build a large house for himself. When the house is finished, he buys furniture, and he also um, hires slaves. He also buys slaves in order to live with him, to do clean house, all of that. Then one day, suddenly he moves to his new house, and people were amazed. They were thinking, "What happened to Felix?" Now Felix felt great relief. Now he doesn't have to comply all the time with other people in order to get his needs met. That's what he thought. He thought, now I have all the currency, now I'm completely relieved from having to deal with the ugliness of other people. Now I'm secure. But then after a few years, Felix realized that the coins are ending. So now he sends slaves to the mines to get more gold. Okay, that happens. But what happens now? There are more people like him who are basically doing the same thing, and now they are increasing too. So now Felix becomes upset, and he begins to attack those other people who are coming up. Now he's at war, and now he needs to pay off people to fight for him. And every time he pays those people to fight for him, more of the currency is gone. Eventually, he ends up as an old, grumpy, bitter man in a large house, and nobody wants to deal with him. What happened in this example? Yet someone who wanted to have relief, but the relief is the only thing he was focused upon. And he saw that golden coins and silver coins were he saw that as the way to get the relief. So then he went after to get golden coins and silver coins. And indeed there was relief, great relief, but the relief is fleeting. That's why it's a relief. It's not something that is permanent. It's not something that will linger around. And even if you experience relief, the relief cannot guarantee that there is safety. Because you can experience relief without being delivered from a dangerous circumstance. For example, drug addicts feel a lot of experience a lot of relief when they put all those chemicals in their body, but they're not relieved from danger. Okay. Now look, the example I've just given. That's how the love of money works. It's basically, I mentioned before in another video that rejection is part of who we are until we are born again. So the love of money is an expression of rejection. An individual rejects, first of all, the Lord. Secondly, he or she rejects the reality that they are interdependent upon other people. And thirdly, they reject the fact that the relief cannot satisfy them. They reject all of that in favor to hold on to the fantasy that if they get enough relief, it's all going to be fine. And that's where greed comes in. So when you look at it, the love of money by itself has nothing to do with currency. It has to do with emotional value we place on currency. Okay, you can have the love of money without any currency. Okay, so for people that think if I just have had more currency in my bank account, I won't have so much trouble. It can be true that if you had more currency in your bank accounts, that some circumstances you could basically pay off. Okay, but listen, just because you have more currency, that does not mean that all the problems are solved. Because listen, if you are in an environment where people are abusive, now listen, if you had more currency, you could appease those people by giving in to their greed. But don't think that if you give in to their greed, that they become less abusive. When you give in to their greed, they'll become more abusive because now they want more. So this whole worldly idea that more currency equals less problems, it's not true. It's false. It's on the contrary. Often a lot of currency comes with a lot of problems. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, if you need, let me say like this. Currency is there and we use it because we are in the world. But we do not identify with currency. Okay? I'm not saying currency totally isn't needed. Because you're in the world, you exchange goods and services. Nevertheless, we don't identify with it. We don't depend upon it. And that being said, you all, I hope this video has helped you. May the grace of Jesus Christ be with you. Shalom.